Hey everybody, and welcome back to another line method workout. My name is Eva and I am very excited to take you guys through today's 20-minute strength class for individuals that are hypermobile. So if you are hypermobile, or some people kind of like to call it hyperflexible, this is going to be a great class for you. I am someone who is on the hypermobile spectrum, and I've taught a couple of these classes recently and I've really enjoyed putting them together. So we are going to dive in today, just focusing a little bit more on straight up resistance work, because I personally feel like there is not tons of content available for hypermobile individuals, people dealing with what they call HEDS, or who are on the hypermobile spectrum, that truly does just deal with strengthening your muscles, strengthening your stabilizers, and giving you guys the tools to really just improve your chronic instability and chronic hypermobility. That being said, we are going to use a prop today in order to help us with that, or two props rather. I have got two long resistance bands here with me. I have got my medium weighted blue band, my trusty gal, and I have got a lighter yellow band. So I'm going to be starting today with the lighter band just to get my muscles turned on, warmed up, so to speak, get my stabilizers kicking a little bit. And then I'm going to go into some of the heavier resistance movements, which actually help stabilize me a little bit more. For those of you who deal with joint instability, grabbing a heavier band might actually be more helpful for you too. If you've only got one, don't worry about it. You can always switch in and out of using the band, going body weight, whatever feels best for you. But like I mentioned, I am gonna start with my light band, gonna toss my medium one to the side, and we are gonna start today flat on our backs, because this is a phenomenally stable position for people who deal with hypermobility. So however feels comfortable for you, get yourself down on the ground and join me here. We're gonna start as we normally do with just a little bit of breath. We're gonna get aware of the body, taking some big inhales and exhales. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Sorry guys, I'm eating my microphone a little bit here as usual. Let's adjust that. You guys keep breathing. Big inhales and exhales. Good. Continue to cycle through the breath. And as you do, feel the rib cage expands like a balloon. And then on the exhale, you release all the air just like you would a balloon, from the sides, the back, the front. It's a 360-degree breath. And repeat, inhale and exhale. And as you cycle through this breath, take note of what your shoulders are doing. Can you keep them open on the floor? Are you tensing up around either part of the breath? Maybe on the exhale. Check in with the inhale. Are you tensing up the shoulders or arching your back? What's happening here? And as you breathe, just try to get calm. Let's go for 3 more. I know it's a slightly longer breath series than we normally do, but it does amazing things for calming down the nervous system. Let's go 1 more. And now I'm gonna have you guys grab your yellow band, or whatever is your lighter variation of the band. You're gonna wrap your palms up in the band so that your shoulders are about shoulder distance apart. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, and now I want you to get this feeling of opposition going. You want to feel like you're plugging your shoulders into the shoulder sockets as you reach your fingertips up to the sky. So suddenly we've got this oppositional energy pulling us down to the ground and reaching us up to the ceiling. You can grip onto the strap if that's where you feel most comfortable, and now bend your elbows. Pull your elbows apart and down towards the floor Try to keep as much of a 90-degree angle at the elbow as you can, and then slowly reach up. And repeat, pull down and up. And as you cycle through this, almost think about widening your back. Don't even think about that whole pull the shoulder blades together cue. Almost think about creating a bigger canvas on your upper back. Make sure you continue on the breath. Don't worry about speed. Go as slowly as you'd like to. And one of the reasons I love doing this movement on the floor is because for those of us who are hypermobile, it gives us a definitive end point. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys out there with hypermobility know it's kind of hard to tell sometimes what is a healthy range of motion to do these rows with and what's actually just a little bit too big. Let's go 3 more. What moves past that point of a stable, healthy pull versus where is your healthy range of motion? Let's go last one here. Pull it down, reach it up, hold it up here for me. All right, unwind one of your hands. Sorry, I unwound the wrong one. I want you guys to see this. Unwind one of your hands. Whichever hand you unwound, pull it long and down towards the floor. Keep your opposite arm reaching up to the sky. Now, I really don't care how far you pull. If you're all the way on the ground, that's great. If you're only halfway, that's fine. But I want you guys to keep your shoulders plugging into the shoulder socket. I want you to keep your arms long and strong. Feeling that sense of opposition as you pull your arm away from the ceiling, you think about plugging the shoulders into your shoulder sockets. Let's go 3 more. If it's feeling too stressful on your elbow, put a soft bend in your elbow. We're gonna go last 2. Last one, bring it up. All right, rewrap that hand, unwrap the other side, and let's switch. We're gonna bring it out and up and again. Ooh, I'm losing that shoulder plug. Let's reset. Pull it out and up and again. Focus on that breath. Focus on that feeling of connection into the shoulder socket, being held steady by your collarbones. The backs of the ribs are heavy on the floor. Let's go 3, 2, 1 more. Bring it up and go ahead, relax the arms for a moment. Beautiful job, guys. You can unwind your hands for a second, shake the wrists out. Now, I'm gonna have you guys take the center of your band and you're gonna pop it around the bottom of one foot, whichever foot you'd like. You're gonna take the opposite ends. I'm gonna rewrap my hands just because this really helps me feel connected and stable in my arms. Keep that keep the feet parallel. Keep that strong tabletop position. And let's go ahead, press your foot long and away as you keep your arms in this nice tight 90 degree. And bend the knee back in again. And repeat, send it long and back in. And as you cycle through this, check in with where your legs are going. Are you falling the legs out to the side? Are you keeping them nice and strong in parallel? Can you keep your shoulders down away from your ears? As you keep breathing. Let's go 3, 2, 1, bring the knee back in. Now hold it in a very strong tabletop position. As you switch feet, Bring that opposite foot into the band, plant your original foot down, and let's keep cycling through. Focusing on keeping that nice, even parallel. Both of your hips staying grounded on the floor. Check in if maybe are you tipping to one side versus the other. You can even take a quick peek down at your hips. Ooh, I definitely was. Let's realign. Focusing on the breath here. Let's go. 3, 2, 1 more. Bring it in and hold it right there. All right, guys, you can unwind your hands. For those of you who have a second band to use, let's grab it. For those of you who don't, keep the one you're using. We're gonna wrap your hands right back into it. Keep that slightly wider wrap. Actually, let's do this first. Don't unwrap the hands. Take your feet into the middle of the band. Shall we? Parallel those feet nice and centered. Try to get your band as even on either side as possible. And now wrap your hands into the band. So we're in this nice, strong tabletop position. Your elbows are still glued into your side. Your feet are flexed. Inhale, send the legs out just halfway. Pull them right back in again. And repeat, send them out halfway and pull them right back in. And with this kind of movement, I always like to start a little bit smaller, particularly for people who are hypermobile, because it's very easy to just compensate by kinking into your hip flexors. Let's start building a little bit longer, shall we? It's easy to kink into your lower back, but we want to stay really strong and true in these abdominals. Inhale and exhale. Let's go. 4 and 3. Enjoy that push against the band. 2. Ooh. Let's go. 1. Bring it back into a strong, true tabletop. Hold it here. And now, just pull your arms away from each other. Externally rotate the shoulders. And then pull them right back in again. Oh my goodness, my shoulders feel that. Pull your palms away from each other. Keep your elbows plugged into your sides. Pull apart. And again. Make sure you're breathing. Pull apart. And of course, your abdominals are engaged. Let's go. 4, 3. You can always lower your feet if this is getting too intense. 2, 1. Bring it in one at a time. Lower your feet down. You can take your feet out of the band. Whoop, unless yours are getting stuck like mine. Beautiful, beautiful job, guys. All right, everybody. Roll onto your side. Push yourself up to a seated position. And take a moment just to breathe. We're not quite done yet, but I do want to give you a moment to come off your back because I know for some people that can get a little bit intense. I'm going to switch back to my my light band, but also my little band. It is shorter. And I'm gonna go take this middle band around the bottom of one of my feet. So in order to do that, I'm just gonna kind of sit back on my heels for a second. For those of you who are hypermobile, this may not be a struggle. For those of you who are not, you can get your foot wrapped around however feels most comfortable for you. So here we are, and I'm gonna take the ends of the band and pop it underneath the same hand. So I'm working through the same side here. Now, if any of you guys need to use your elbows instead of your wrists, you can pop your elbow on a low box, a futon, a chair. You can absolutely do this movement just on your forearms on the floor. But let's go ahead Send this long leg back as long as you can. Oop, I need to adjust my wrist. Speaking of hypermobile things, for those of you guys out there, you know. Let's try that again. Send that leg long and back and bring it in. And once again, you guys are in total control of how big you make this movement. You can do it halfway, that's cool. You can do it all the way away and really feel that burn and heat. You guys know better than I where you are in strength here. Try to keep your body as centered as possible. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back under. Take a moment to reset. Center up the body. And now on your exhale, you're just going to lift your knees 2 to 3 inches and lower down. And again, lift and lift. Feeling the abdominal work. For last 2. 1. Lower down. Sit back and let's switch sides. Alrighty guys, swap out your feet. Just a nice little movement for you there. I love this kind of single-sided work. It's super, super good for hip stability. So let's come right back around. Same side, same leg and arm. And you guys are gonna set yourself up to lengthen and in, lengthen in, and again. Centering yourself as much as you can between your hands, feeling that long length against the bands, giving you some pushback, giving you some feedback for where your body is in space. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. Lower the knees. Alrighty guys, go ahead and dig the toes down so you can lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it on down. Alrighty, take the band out from underneath you. And you guys can find a comfortable seated position on the floor. For me, that's gonna be crisscross. For you, it might be on your knees. It might not even be seated on the ground. It might be in a chair. You can even go lying flat on your back. But let's go ahead and end today on a little bit more breath. We're gonna take some big inhales and exhales through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, inhale. And again, inhale. Continue to cycle through this breath, you guys. Breath is such an important part of regulating the nervous system, which can be a little challenging for people with hypermobility. Our nervous system's constantly like, trying to figure out where we are in space, trying to keep our joints from just falling out to little noodles on the floor. So take your time with this breath, let it be comfortable. Let's go 2 more here. Let's go 1 more. Beautiful job, everybody. You guys can keep taking more breath as needed, but that is going to be the day. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope any of you out there who deal with hypermobility, who have a hypermobile bendy body, found this class to be helpful and enjoyable and comfortable. And I will be totally honest in saying that in one of those movements, as someone who deals with joint hypermobility all the time, kind of had my wrist going, and I didn't want to stop because I was just like in the flow and teaching the flow, obviously. But if any of you guys out there are ever in a moment where you're just like, oh, this doesn't feel quite right, or oh, this is aggravating something, feel free to take a pause, take a beat, maybe shake it out and see if you can come back into it. Or if it's just not the movement for you, that's totally fine. It doesn't mean it's never going to be the movement for you. It just means it's not there today. Usually quadruped, all fours position, is a very strong, powerful movement for me. Today it had my wrist going, whoa! And that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's a very interesting, very non-linear journey to have hypermobility, but the more you can get through strength work, the more you can recognize what kind of discomfort is the healthy kind versus what kind is the kind that may not be doing good things for your body. The stronger you'll become, the more easy to identify when you need to take rest and when you can work through things. And that's just going to help your body so much in the long term. So with that being said, I am excited to announce that May is Hypermobility Awareness Month, and May is approximately a week from today. So next month, all of my live classes are going to be strength, mobility, and restorative classes geared towards the hypermobile body. It has been a passion project of mine for many, many years, and I'm excited to dedicate a whole month to classes specifically towards that. I'm currently still working on getting the final schedule up. I know I'm gonna have at least one class a week. I'm hoping I can swing a couple more in there just for the sake of doing something a little fun. But with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, day, wherever you are. And I will see you guys again very soon. Bye, everybody.